Hello and welcome to another episode of Odyssey Strength Podcast, joined by yours truly, Yannis Xopoulos and
Jackson Mansudi.
We want to thank you for joining in for another episode. Hopefully we can give you some takeaway tips that can help improve your health and fitness journey, make the whole process a lot easier and more sustainable. If you're interested in coaching, you can reach out to either of us on our Instagrams. I'm Coach Xopoulos _OS.
Coach Jackson Mansudi _OS.
Or you can DM the Instagram page, Odyssey Strength, or find us on the website, odysseystrength.com.au. Let's get into the episode.
All right, welcome back to Odyssey Strength Podcast. We are visited with a special guest today. We have Ben from STC. We have the other half because we had our other dad here, was it 2 weeks before?
This is the better looking half.
This is
The wife.
This is a non-drug dealer looking one. Welcome, Ben.
Thank you.
Tell us about STC and who you are and why you're here.
That's a big evolution in my life to not be the drug dealer looking one. I'm happy with that. That's a big
A lot of steps in place.
yeah. Being a country town boy, that's a big step for me. Tell us about STC. Well, we've been in operation. Well, I've been PT for 12 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Started out on my own, and then STCfit, as it's sort of known as today, 2014, I think. When I started formally working with Jason as well.
So if anyone doesn't know, you have STCfit and STClearn.
Correct.
So what are the differences between the two?
So fit is to client, like to lifters.
Yep.
So training, coaching, training app, podcast, Instagram channels, YouTube, all of that stuff, all directed to getting results in the gym. And then learn specifically education for personal trainers. So mentoring, workshops, in person, again, podcast, YouTube, Instagram, all the stuff. Standout PT, which you boys are
Yeah, I was about to say,
part of the furniture.
if anyone's seen the evolution of Odyssey Strength, it's through the lens of STClearn.
Yeah. I get messages sometimes and people are like, oh, did you just fucking see that these people are doing this app? It looks like yours. I'm like, of course it fucking looks like ours.
That's the whole point.
It should look like ours.
You fucking better hope so. We taught them how to do it. If it looks shit, it's on us.
It's like, they're copying you. I'm like, yes, that's kind of the
That's
point.
the point.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it that Jason says? We're all just standing on the giants.
Yeah, shoulders of giants.
Shoulders of giants. That's
Yeah.
it. So how long you had coaching first?
Yeah.
And then you went into mentoring?
Yep.
So how long have you been coaching for? You said 15 years?
12 for me.
12 for you. And how long you been mentoring?
2016, 17.
Okay.
Yeah, so we brought a
Almost
couple of
10
guys up. With no exchange, if that makes sense. I just mentored them in the gym for free, which I think nowadays is a rare thing. It's like, I've got lots of sessions, so now I'm going to be a business coach. We just had a couple of kids in our gym that were struggling, and so I think they'd even given their notice. We're like, they're good kids, they just need help. So we worked with them for a bit, and then the system we had at the time was built really nicely to plug other people into. So yeah, I think between 2016 and 2019, we built up to about 17, 18 trainers.
Wow.
In our core team. So we were mentoring them and they worked under the brand as a bit of a trade, which was...
And that was all face-to-face?
Yeah. Yeah, so it was 3... What did we have?
Is that all within the same club?
Nah, all in Melbourne. Mostly through Good Lives.
Different gyms, though.
Different gyms.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think the most we had in one club was 5.
Still, 5's
Yeah.
for the same company.
Yeah.
5's a lot of trainers.
But I think with Jason and I included, we were doing 400 sessions a week.
That's fine.
400 sessions.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
So with combined
across
all
the
trainers,
team. Yeah. Yeah, it was insane.
How many fucking Mercs can you buy with that?
Well, we got a couple, yeah.
How did you run that? How was it mentoring all those people? Did you do the mentoring sessions face to face, or was it how you do stand out?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so it was the hardest I've ever worked.
Yeah, okay.
Because we were still doing 30, 40 sessions as well. Ourselves.
I was complaining to you about my 30 sessions this morning. I was like, the capacity at the end of the week. And there you are doing 400.
Yeah, and everything was manual. So we used to do the only online component we had was our meetings. So we had our weekly Zoom call and that was it. Everything else was in person. So show up to a workshop, printouts, workbooks, everything was on paper. Usually it was we're just trying to stay a month ahead as well, writing the content. And then, basically what happened was we had 2 or maybe 3 of like our top performers move on, which obviously leaves a huge hole in the bank account. And we sort of looked at the hours and what we were doing. We're like, we can't keep doing this. So that's when
you couldn't pick up that slack, or
just couldn't sustain the work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, 6 a.m. till 9 p.m., 6 days a week, basically.
Wow.
Yeah, just insane.
Not to mention, like, being in those big box gyms is just so overstimulating.
Yeah. Just the emotional load too. Like, we hadn't built the maturity to not be invested in every person, and like we still had our own identity attached to the business and all that kind of stuff too. So it was just like emotionally exhausting.
When you say own identity, what do you mean?
So just like if the business wasn't doing well, man, I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah, okay.
So it's like there was no separation.
So like every PT.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like, it takes a long time to separate yourself from that. So then, late 2019, we moved into what's now Standout PT. It was originally called the Coaches Academy.
Was that because of COVID, or was you guys naturally?
No, we were just like, we need to do something different.
Oh, I can't say that word. Sorry.
Yeah. Just the return that we were getting wasn't enough.
Yeah.
For what we wanted to do. We knew we had to do something else for growth long term. Like, we were capped. We moved into online space, and then thankfully we did, because like 6 months later, Melbourne was closed for 2 years.
That's so you were in that first like sort of.
Did you ever do academy, or were you stand out from the start?
I was just the
first round
transition.
Yeah,
we were still on Google Sheets.
Yeah, and Teachable.
Yeah, it was interesting. I think it was definitely like it was hard because I didn't know any different. So I went in literally probably, I want to say maybe 9 months after I started.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not even that long. Like I wasn't able to do PT because of Rona.
Mm.
And then I was like, oh, well, I'll do Standout in the meantime while I'm waiting for the gyms to open back up.
Yeah.
But I think the transition period from the opening up, I knew all this info, but actually having to apply it was way different.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do. I got maybe 20 days in the gym before it closed for the first time ever. Like, my first real job was just, all right, bye. I was like, oh, okay. So then when I went back, that's why I'm still in it, because it's like every time that I would see it again and again and again, one, it gets better, but two, it's like I didn't apply it the first time. And I think I missed the very first week of Standout, and then I was behind for like the next 26 weeks. And I was like, haven't really.
You definitely were.
Yeah, haven't given myself the best way forward.
Yeah. It was a really interesting dynamic for us, because we were pulling people out of Cert 4. Yeah. So we were teaching the Cert 4, and that's the other thing. Like, we had 17 trainers who would teach on the weekends. It's fucked.
Yeah, wow.
So we would identify like the best people in the course and be like, right, come with us. Come do the mentorship, be an STC trainer, and execute that. So they didn't know any different. So they would come in and it's like, here's your terms and conditions. Here's your direct debit. Here's your client agreement. Here's your sales presentation. Here's how it works. Here's how to make phone calls.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking just bang, 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 bang. There it is. So then a year later, they're like, oh, cool. Like, I've outgrown you guys. I'm going to go do my own thing, which is fine. Like, that was the business model that was built. But then, like, since working with people that have done it for a while and then come to Standout, they're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, when I signed up, I was already a year in, because my first day was the first day we closed down.
Yep,
that was my first day.
Yeah,
like, come to work to help us close down. Like, that was my first day.
Yeah.
And then I was maybe a year in. Yeah, and then he's like, you told me about it.
Yeah, because I started 20 days before you.
You came to the workshop first, though, right? Or no?
I did, but I had invested.
I remember you
a
had
large
J's
sum
on.
of money. What was that?
Or I just remember you having J's on and liking my shoes.
Yeah. And I was like,
that's how he knew he wanted you.
Not jacked. But I remember investing a large sum of money into a mentor. Not even a mentor. It was like, it was probably a scheme. It was like, I invested so much money, and I was like, I was so skeptical when like I had the call with you.
Yep.
And he was telling me about it, G'ing me up. I'm like, bro, this is just one of those other ones where I'm like going to get fucked over and get nothing out of this. So
You're
then,
a piece of shit.
Huh?
You're a piece of shit.
Why's that?
You didn't trust me.
No, I trusted you. I didn't
Just
trust
not us.
Yeah, I didn't trust him. I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, throw me $50. I'll get him on board.
Yeah.
And then did the call and jumped on, and I was like, oh, I was shocked. I was like, fuck, I know nothing.
Yeah.
I was like, I really don't know shit. I mean, I still feel like that sometimes, but like,
Me too.
at least when I'm on the call, sometimes I'm like, at least I know what this is like.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it was fucking overwhelming.
Yeah.
Super overwhelming.
It's really cool watching new people come in the waves, and you can see some of them hit it like duck to water pretty well, and some of them you just like, this is like punching you in the face.
Yeah, you'll need a few rounds.
Yeah.
It took me a couple rounds to come around.
Yeah.
Like
Well, that's why we do too, right?
Yeah, the first round I was barely on the calls, and I was just like, I want to get through the content first.
Yeah.
And I was like, got through the content. I was like, okay, now I need to apply it because
Yep.
that's like two different things. And I'm just sort of like, okay, I'm just not going to leave this.
Yeah.
Like people ask us, when are you going to stop? I'm like, probably never, because you guys learn.
Yeah.
Then we learn. It's like you guys had that conference a couple of weeks ago. It's like we're going to learn how to do it, and then we're going to teach you how to do it.
Yeah.
And it's like to see people come up and see them develop over the years, it's like you get that development as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's worth it. It's like the content might be the same for the next 5 years, but it's actually not, because you learn to apply it differently as your business grows.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of the best things we did. So,
Yeah, we've just rewritten mentality.
Yeah.
We're changing the structure again. So we're actually pulling heaps out.
Okay.
So it's less intense.
Yeah, because most of the conversation is around, what week is this?
Yeah.
Where's this? I'm behind on this. And it's just like, well.
Yeah,
So it'll just be that core course, just to stand out.
Yeah.
Part, and then we'll do the big workshops that are going to be open to the public.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
And then you guys will be able to come for free.
Right.
That's how we'll work that. And then that means that they can evolve and we're not stuck to a schedule.
Yeah.
So if we do want to do like, fuck guys, we're doing partnerships right now. And like, that's a big thing that we're working on, and we get them to work. It's like, all right, we need to teach you guys how to make partnerships.
Yeah.
So that's what is now called the Grow workshops.
Yeah.
We'll just do that. It's like anyone can buy a ticket, but you guys get it for free.
Yeah. Because it's like rocking up, and it's like, what's hero content again? And I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're on this.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not that the content isn't good. Like, I reckon every time I show up to a workshop, it's like I learn something new.
Yeah.
But then it's like having to re-explain it, and you're sitting there like, what else?
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah. I think the mastermind is big as well.
As in those calls?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah. I would pay exceptional amounts of money to sit in a room with that many people where I'm at.
Yeah. Because it's like,
I just can't
someone
find
will ask one question about social media,
Mm.
and we'll go down a rabbit hole of social media. And I'm like, that one thing that you said at the end, I can take.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I do get that,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I'm happy with that.
Yeah. And even like, you can see it. People go missing for 2-3 weeks. Nothing gets done.
Yeah.
That was me probably the whole, I'd want to say the first round that I did it, and then probably halfway into the second before I went like, I don't even have a logo for my business.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Now look at us.
Yeah, and then we both did it. We both made separate logos, and then 6 months later we went, no, fuck that.
Yeah. Let's just make one together.
Yeah, fuck this shit.
Yeah. It's like the content is valuable. Like, this is a social media strategy is valuable. What's more valuable is you'll show up.
Yeah, just the
'Cause
conversations.
You're in a room where it's normal. You're in a room where other people are doing it. It's the same as fitness. Like when we were here a couple of weeks ago for like the photo shoot and the lift off and all, like those things are cool, but it's cooler to be around other people that are interested in the same shit as you.
Yeah, 100%. It's like we get the most out of the weekends because it's just like what we spoke about at dinner.
Yeah.
Not because like
Yeah.
we're paying you for a service or because you guys are our mentors. It's just like the conversations we have from walking to the car or like driving somewhere is where we get the most value.
Yeah.
And it's like that outweighs the cost that we're paying weekly for the service.
And just the standards other people set.
Yeah.
Because like if you were hanging out with us and we're doing 40 sessions a week and we're doing 400 across the business,
It'd be some fucking late nights.
yeah, like you look at your gym at the moment and you're like, oh, fuck, 40 sessions are so many or 30 sessions are so many because it's more than what most people are doing. But if you're in an environment where that's just normal, you don't complain.
Yeah.
It's like if you go hang out in the wrong room, everyone's going to be like, oh, like, why do you train so much? Why do you eat so much protein? Like, what? But you hang out with us, and it's like, well, that's
More
like,
protein.
We went to dinner that night, and everyone got the rump steak.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that's fucking normal.
Yeah,
it's like, I'm going to pay like an extra $15, $20 for everything else on the menu because it's the leanest cut of meat, and I can have some salad.
Yeah.
Like, it's just that. I was thinking about that driving up here heaps. Just like how weird the lifestyle actually is.
Yeah, it's like Jason paid for all the casual fees at the gym.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Probably like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So like, that's quite a bit of money.
$20 a pop.
In 4 or 5 days.
Yeah. Yeah. Even, like last night.
$20 on the wrist.
Yeah. So I had like my fucking cute ass floral esky bag, my picnic bag with my ice in it. With like chicken wraps and fucking yogurts and
All your
whatever.
food, yeah.
Found a coffee shop, got my coffee and ate my wrap. It's like, how many people just get a Snickers, just get Macca's or Hungry Jacks or whatever on that drive? It's like everyone.
Yeah. I think that was the biggest thing I took away from that weekend was just like, who am I surrounding myself with? What are the people that I'm like, what are the conversations I'm having with people? And if I'm not having those conversations where it's like happy for each other, how like wanting me to do better, it's like, I just don't care to hang out with you anymore.
I'm so fortunate. Yeah, fortunate is the best word to be in an environment where most of the conversations I have in life are that.
Yeah.
But then it's so weird to have conversations. I don't want to use the word normies, but like with like normal population, and they're like
Gen Pop.
Yeah.
Like, when you go to a barbecue, you know, and they say, "Oh, hi, what's your name?" You go, "Yeah, I'm Ben," and they say, "What do you do, Ben?" What do you say?
I say I run a fitness business.
And do they look at you with like 6 heads, or they go, "Oh,
it's
like you're 45"?
Well, it's familiar enough
To relate.
that they're like, you're a business person and you're in fitness.
Right, yeah.
Whereas if you say personal trainer, it's like, oh, I took Oxy and did the step.
Yeah. It's like, oh, don't judge what I'm eating.
It's like, I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
So that seems
in people's heads, there's a discrepancy between the two of like personal trainer, work for someone, fitness business owner.
They treat you differently.
Yeah. So sometimes I'll ask, and I'll just say like, I coach athletes. And
they'll ask you, are you a personal
trainer? Like,
trainer?
oh, what do you do? Like, are you doing like group stuff? Like how? I'm like, oh, I mainly coach athletes online and I educate personal trainers. And that, again, it's enough of a gap to be like, I don't understand.
Yeah. Okay.
So it
differentiates you.
Even if they did understand, they still wouldn't understand though. It's like, even if you sat there and explained it for the next 30 minutes, they'll be like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean you sit at home and do 2 Zoom calls a week? And
I know that makes me sound like an absolute asshole, but it's just like when you've had the conversation about should I intermittent fast or eat keto 4 million times in your life, you're just like, how do I create friction for this conversation and make it more interesting? Because I'm just like rather talk about you and what you like.
Yeah.
Or I'm even to talk about what I like, but let's talk about business because what I like is nuanced in training. It's not.
Yeah. And what is that?
What do you mean?
What is it that you like that's nuanced in training?
Oh, just like strength training and like getting in ridiculous shape and getting ridiculous strong and competing and like pushing boundaries.
Not just looking decent.
Yeah.
Not don't judge my 2 sausages and my cutlets at the barbecue.
Correct.
Sort of thing.
Yeah. And it's like the fitness business one's good because it's really good for networking.
Yeah.
Because people who are in anything like that space, they recognize what you're saying. And it's like, okay, tell me. Because if someone said that to me, I was like, tell me about that.
Yeah. I want to know more. Yeah.
And if they say that, I'm in. Like could talk shop all day, every day. So I'm 100% in, but I just don't want to have the, like, is brown rice better than white rice?
Yeah.
Like, that kills me.
I'm having those conversations.
Yeah, I had a client last week, like, she's like, how's your training going? And look, you obviously don't get that question a lot. So I was like, it's pretty good. Like, I'm probably going to step on stage next year. She's like, that's unhealthy. And I'm like,
yep.
You don't have to, like, agree.
Yeah.
Like, it's my decision. It's my values. Not to mention, you're telling me about health, but you're paying me to make you healthier right now.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm aware of my decisions, but you got to understand that your decisions on the weekend also are the reason you're here. Yeah. It's just, the conversations are wild.
Yeah.
But
sorry, just quickly on that. So if fitness wasn't a thing, what else would you be doing?
It's the number one question I get.
Always.
Number one.
We haven't asked you, so it's all right.
I think I'd be in finance.
finance,
Yeah.
Why?
analytics, like the numbers part makes you tick.
I like figuring stuff out, and I like people.
Yeah.
And I like figuring people out. So I think my skill set would work really well in finance. I'm fucking way richer than I am now.
For now.
Yeah. Yeah. So you get that, like, particularly, like, say, as like a broker or something like that, you get that interaction. Also, for me, it's like when I talk about coaching, there's a couple of different taglines that I'll throw around. So it's like facilitating other people's potential. So I got friends that do brokerage, but they start 1 to 2 years out before you even get the mortgage. And it's like,
Right.
this is what your budget should look like. This is how you organize your finances. This is and like breaking down relationships with money and all of that kind of stuff. And then helping them get an investment property that they didn't know that they could do. And like they're retiring the wife at 35, shit like that. Like that would be super appealing to me because you still get to do that. Yeah, the one I've been running with my coaching at the moment is like, even like it applies across both sides of the business. Like I'm more interested in who you're becoming as a person than how heavy the round discs you pick up are. Like they're just weights.
I like that.
But it just so happens that challenging yourself with your nutrition and your training is really, really helpful to build character. So if we can do that, you'll probably see positive benefits outside the gym as well.
My check-in today going to be so good.
Just steal that.
Yeah.
Go for it. It'll come out on the podcast next week. Your clients will be like, this motherfucker.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah.
But segueing down like your coaching, so who is it that you really coach? Because obviously we know, but like tell people. So what's your niche? You
Yeah,
obviously
so
said athletes, but
yeah, so for the last probably 8 years, maybe, it's been primarily women who want to look good and be strong as fuck. That's been the tag for a long time, and it happened organically. Just got a few people strong who saw me get a few people strong and were like, oh, they're like powerlifting strong and they don't look like shit.
your background was powerlifting, yeah?
So actually the first 5-6 years in the gym was all physique.
Yeah.
And
I
then-
actually went all the way back on your Instagram to your very first post.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I was like, I'm doing fucking research on this.
What were you
That's
doing?
deep.
Oh, I put thought into these questions for him.
I was probably boxing then.
How long did it take you to scroll back?
Oh, quite a while. You got a lot of posts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw like you doing like a physique post. I was like, is that Ben?
Yeah.
You were a bit on the leaner side too.
I was peeled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like naturally was peeled.
I've been on the lens like, yeah, no, I was peeled.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was fucking
Get it fucking right.
I just had no muscle mass. Yeah, like I was like 58 kilos at 21 when I started in the gym.
Wow.
I got up to 70, then I boxed for a year, so I went back to like 63. And then, yeah.
And then you rang Jace and said, make me heavier.
Yeah, well, I was working with Jace through all of that. And then, yeah, I just did a workshop where, yeah, just learned to squat, bench, deadlift. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to try this program for the next 8 weeks and see what I think.
How much weight you put on?
Well, after that, so I like probably stopped physique at like 75. So I'm walking around at 90 now. Like
Damn.
big COVID Ben was like 102. But
No neck bend.
It wasn't a good 102.
Been there.
Yeah. But just the finality of like load on the bar is load on the bar. I was probably like we always joke about the body dysmorphia thing, right? Like we were in the gym yesterday and I was like, fuck, there's so many big guys here. And the girls are like, you're the biggest person in this gym. I'm like, I'm fucking not. Like, look at this guy. And Mads was like, you're like 5-10 kilos bigger than him. I was like, fuck off. So anyway, like I would like wake up in the morning and my day would depend on how I thought I looked.
Wow.
So it was like
It's a slippery slope.
not big enough, not lean enough, not whatever.
This is the hypertrophy route.
Yeah. So then when I started powerlifting, I was like, bar, load, up, good.
Yeah. I look like this, but I can do this. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, it didn't matter how I felt, what my emotions were, how much fucking sodium I'd had. Like, it didn't matter. The weight on the bar went up, the weight on the bar went up. There was no lying about it. There was no emotional input. So I just was like, that was it. Let's do that. So pursued it. There was a little bit of like business minded at the back of it. Like I remember saying to Jace, like when I first decided to compete, like if I can deadlift 300 and make nationals, that'll be phenomenal for our brand. I made nationals and it got cancelled and I only ever pulled 270, but It was still pretty good. I've been a powerlifting coach for 8 years. So, yeah, that's what got me into it. And then because I had the hypertrophy focused background, my clients ate like physique athletes, behaved and recovered like physique athletes. They went to powerlifting meets with like
Mad rigs.
chicken, not meat pies.
And glutes.
And looked good and like had nice physiques and all of that. So powerlifting's obviously moved that way now in the last 3-4 years, but before that it definitely wasn't.
Yeah, I was saying to one of the girl, Mads or Jess's, I think parents, whichever one was there. I was like, this is like, they're like, oh, it's so like extra. I'm like, yeah, it's like pop culture now. I'm like, powerlifting is like extra.
Even
like
Sydney itself is crazy.
Yeah, you were saying compared to Melbourne.
The crowd, just the crowd.
As in big?
Just like aesthetic.
Oh yeah,
it's more of a show.
I was about to say it's definitely merged between the two. There's 3 camps: physique, only physique, like you do WBFF or some sort of bodybuilding.
Yeah.
You do powerlifting separate, or you are a genetic freak and you do both.
Yeah. But like if you, back in the day, if you go to a powerlifting meet, it's like braids, black on black, like girls that'll beat you up.
Tatted up.
Like, yeah. Like, not always, but that was
majority.
The norm, let's call it. Like there was a girl there on Saturday that walked in with like really nice top, ripped jeans, Air Force Ones, hair done, makeup on. And I was like, I remember when that girl used to walk into the gym on the powerlifting meet to watch her boyfriend and everyone be like, you lost, sweetie? Like, are you okay?
Now they're
And I was like, that was the whole fucking front row.
Yeah.
And I was like, what has happened?
Yeah.
And it's more, I think, I haven't been to a lot of comps in Melbourne lately, but it's way more prevalent here than it is in Melbourne.
Why do you think that is?
Don't know. It's obviously just hit trend here.
Yeah, I think the US has impacted us a lot. Like people like Russ, people like John Hack.
Yeah.
Like I think that's made its way here a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's like Russ wears $2,000 Jordans to squat in.
Yeah.
Same with Bass.
Yeah.
Bass wears fucking Off-Whites to squat in. Like it's just like you now show your character by the nice shoes you wear, how you do your hair. It's like
and Hattie as well, like out of Bass's gym and stuff. Yeah. It's all become
you express yourself through your lifts and it's like how you present yourself on the platform, both aesthetically and physically.
I feel like a lot of the Sydney influencer girls are strong.
Yeah. Like
definitely. Lauren's strong, Hattie's fucking strong. Yeah. Like it's a culture
Dinny,
here. Yeah.
Like very strong girls.
Yeah.
They all very pretty girls as well. It's like it's the happy medium. And it's like great for business, right? Because
when that's what you sell,
yeah.
Well, you know, strong is the new sexy. It's like it's not as acceptable to be like, I just want to look sexy anymore. It's like, oh,
show me how much you can lift as well.
Yeah, I can't really sell that. Well, at least probably we couldn't.
I tried. Probably
get arrested.
It didn't work.
But it's like if you go down do you want to be strong instead?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden that has kind of been like sexualized a little bit.
I think there's a weirdness culturally. I don't know if it's changed, but like in the last 12 months, I actually like really lent into it. So I like the lead magnet thing. So like the free resource that I had for a little bit was like strong and sexy. And I was like, I don't know how this is going to go as a 33-year-old married male releasing this. We'll see. It got okay traction, but I just felt a bit funny about it. I don't think I fully committed because I felt weird. And I was like, I should have just called it strong and lean, which is the same thing. But in saying that, like some of the most interactions I've gotten has been putting out, it's okay to go to the gym to want to look fucking hot.
Yeah. Yeah, because people like, and this is the thing is like, with what we're all talking about, you know, there's people that don't want to be relatively strong. They don't want to pick up heavy things. Like they just want to look good.
Yeah.
And there's like no representation or like kind of group that they can slot into.
Yeah.
Whereas that's what we do.
Yeah. So when I started training, that's what it was.
Let's look hot.
Yeah, it was like that was the birth of like bikini and physique and like board short divisions and shit. And it was like, we just want to look fuckable. Yeah. Like that's it.
You got that on a shirt?
We're going to. Yeah. Well, we were like, oh, no, none of the girls will buy it. And like 70% of our client base was female. So like, we won't do it. I got like 6 of my female clients message me like, where's the fuckable shirts? And I was like, you aren't going to wear them. They're like, probably not out, but I want one. I'm like, fuck, all right, we'll do it then.
Yeah, but bringing it back to just like the strong and sort of sexy, it's like even me with, I mean, obviously we train a very similar client base.
Yeah.
But it's like in the gym when like Noah and Leora were competing or preparing to compete this weekend, it was like everyone in the gym was looking at us.
Yeah.
I'm like, everyone was like guys with their coaches were like, wow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hectic.
Yeah.
How many girls were there on the weekend? So you had
He had Mads. I just had Noah and Leora, so 2.
And then how many other girls were there
Like, what do you mean?
at the comp?
In total?
Yeah.
Heaps, bro.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Big turnout?
Probably.
Massive.
I think they capped it at like 60 entries. There would have been probably
yeah.
30 girls.
I got there at 8:30. I left at 6:37, and I didn't even stay till the end.
Yeah.
Reese was there till 8.
Finished at 8 p.m.
Holy shit.
Yeah, bro. They're doing March. They're going to do 70 entries. They released the tickets this morning, so I'll have 4 for that. So I'll be back again.
Oh, I'll be in that one too.
Yeah.
But it was fucking mad. Like, yeah, it's just, I think for me, we were talking about it. It's just so cool to see. Like, coaching chicks is fun. Like, it's so much fun. Like, I was watching the boys lift, and I was like, like, we get it.
Yeah.
You all squat 300. Like, cool.
Yeah.
Like, cool story, bro.
My heart.
Whereas, like, yeah, it's like we saw a girl squat 200
Bruh.
kilos like it was a fucking warm up.
Bruh.
That impresses me.
Yeah, when she moved the mono,
Yeah.
I was just like, God damn. Like the bar was still on the. You know what a mono lift
That's
is?
the thing.
Like, it's like a really
massive cage.
complicated squat rack.
Yeah. So when they move it, there's 6 dudes pick it up.
Oh, she moved it by herself?
So she had the weight on the bar and was like setting up and like banging her shoulders and stuff against the bar to get herself in position.
Yeah.
And the mono was lifting up. And I was like, holy fuck, that's a lot of power.
That's a lot of woman.
Sick. Yeah.
How did Mads go?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Her best comp to date by miles.
Man, when she deadlifted and then she came and hugged you, I'm like, so glad I filmed that for you.
Yeah.
You're like, the confidence he showed, bro. He's like, film this so when she gets it, film the reaction.
Yeah.
And he said that so she could hear it, and she's like, what?
Yeah.
And he's like, she'll get it.
Yeah.
What was the total PB?
22 and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, up on Eva. So I think the best. So she did a lift off, and then I think we went like 7.5, 7.5. But she's competed 4 times in under a year,
Which is
So-
like not common.
Yeah, I'm actually excited for her to have a break.
She loves it though.
Yeah, so we went early for this one to hopefully. So she qualified for nationals last year, but we just went for the experience, not really like with intent to place or anything like that. So she came second yesterday by the final lift. The other girl had to make her final lift to win the day, which was fun. That was really fun to coach, to like be sitting out the back with the calculator going, how much do I need to actually got to change the third attempt and shit. But yeah, we decided to do a short turnaround to try and qualify for nationals and then give her a full 8 months.
So I wasn't aware, but this comp that was Saturday, do they qualify?
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you qualify?
So you just have to be the top, I think it's 15 in your weight class.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
That means my girl's qualified as well.
Well, they're eligible.
Yeah.
So
'cause-
March will be another qualifier.
Yep.
And then the invites will probably usually go out the week or two after March. Because
Okay.
then nationals be in June.
Yeah, because Leora got third.
Yeah, so it just depends who's at what meet.
Yeah.
So it depends who turns up in March.
Yeah, and APL is really big, obviously, in Queensland.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's the biggest in Queensland, pretty good here, and a bit smaller in Melbourne because USAPL
It's
is,
that
is probably the primary tested fed in Victoria.
USAPL and APL here are probably like on par with each other.
Yeah.
Like they're growing exponentially together. So
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see which one takes over here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but it'll be cool. But fuck, bro. Matt, sorry, go on.
I always thought it'd be interesting with APL. I thought it was a huge pro that they would run tested and untested together and that you could do both.
As in like same categories. Like,
Yeah. And then I thought about it and it removes some deniability because it's like there's like a tested nationals and an untested nationals. So there's no like, oh, I just did it so I could wear wraps.
Yeah.
Which is like a few of the other feds just like, oh yeah, I just like the squat bar and I like wearing wraps. So
It's like,
I just compete in that federation. Like this is like, well, you could have done that on the tested day and you didn't.
Yeah.
So you definitely like the deniability goes away. So I wonder if that hurts them a little bit. Whereas obviously USAPL is purely just tested lifters. So
Yeah, okay.
yeah, I don't know. I have always disliked any divide in powerlifting. Federation versus federation, tested versus untested. It's like the sport's too fucking small.
Is it
Yeah.
expensive?
APL, I don't think is really.
Competing's not compared to bodybuilding.
You can see that I know fuck all about
compared like a bodybuilding show, particularly for a girl, it's like $5,000.
Yeah. Registration and
Yeah.
bikinis and blah, blah, blah,
Coaching, sups, bikini, entries,
I think
rego, all
for
of
the
that.
girls, it's like the membership was fuck all.
Yeah, tans, makeup, hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, whereas this will be like $80 for a year and then like $60 entry or something.
Yeah, the most you pay for is your belt and your knee sleeves.
Yeah, that you buy once.
But yeah, I was saying like fuck, bro, Mads' bench is ridiculous.
Wild.
It's so
Finally
crazy.
got 80. Finally.
80 kilo bench, bro.
Yeah, 80, bro.
I don't even think I can bench 80.
Yeah. Yeah, she sent me the commentary last night.
Oh, they're so good, man. Their commentary is
it was
great.
really good.
Yeah.
Oh, so they give you feedback?
No, so they have a live stream with commentary.
Like, so they have these set up
Yeah.
with the boxes.
Yeah.
And they're like watching it live and there's camera doing live
Yeah.
stream.
Like
Oh,
watching
really?
the soccer.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
mad.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
legit. And yeah, like I think so Mads's bench was like 10, 15 kilos more than everyone else in a weight class. Yeah, so when she came out to the platform, they're like 72 and a half. That's a big jump. Okay, let's see how we go. So, yeah, it's a very impressive bench press.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And you guys been working for that since you started coaching, hey?
So when I met her, she's like, I've bench pressed 80 once. I'm like, what do you mean? What does that mean to you? It's like the standard question. Like, and she's like, oh, I was like touch and go and my glutes lift. And I'm like, okay, so you haven't benched 80. You just,
Lifted it.
yeah, you've 80 has moved, but it doesn't count. So it's always been like to get her to 80. She missed 77 at nationals. She'd hit it in the gym, but missed it at nationals. So then, yeah, 80 this weekend was 5 kilo PB, which is sick.
It's fucking wild.
Yeah.
On that note, what would you say is the career highlight so far?
Career highlight.
Yeah, as in the coaching. We'll say coaching.
Fuck.
Fuck. Go back 12 years, have a think.
Yeah, give him like 10 minutes.
Probably the smaller events, like our ones.
I like the lift offs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you put them together and
Yeah, and it's just like normal people that do stuff they never thought they could do.
yeah, normal people doing extraordinary shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the last one we did, we ran with Adrian that you guys had on last week. We ran an event with him. I only had one lifter in it. And she was like, she came up to me after her second squat. She's like, someone just like was like, go die. I don't even know who they are. Like, how did they know my name? I'm like, it's on the board. She's like, yeah, but why are they cheering for me? I'm like, this because
That's
that's
what
what
this
we
sport
do.
is, yeah.
That's what it's about. Yeah. Yeah, I was even like on the weekend, I'm like, why isn't everyone clapping for everyone?
Oh,
Because when we run our events, everyone's there
yeah,
as a team, right?
can't
It's like
hear anything.
one person doing, like everyone knows everyone. Whereas you go to a meet, it's like I'm here to watch one person do their lifts. So you just kind of cheer when they come out. Or it's like third attempts, there's a bit of noise. But yeah, I was like out the back like, clap. Yeah. So those events would be huge.
Yeah, even the one that you had just the other week, that was pretty, like, the turnouts are really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
What do you think separates you from everyone else as a coach?
As a coach, probably what I said before.
Facilitating the outcome?
Yeah, I was more interested in you as a human.
Oh, yeah, like who you become.
Yeah. Like I don't want to sound arrogant when I say this,
Say it.
but if you're a 25 to 35-year-old female who wants to look good and be really strong,
Come to me.
I'm happy to go head to head with any coach in Australia.
Yeah, well.
But
Change
Let's fucking
your
go. Let's go. By the way, let's step outside. Hold on.
but the point of difference of my coaching is it's not just sets and reps.
Yeah. I mean, look.
Well, I
like,
hope it's not anyway.
No, I mean, we're in the business, right? Like, we're part of it. Like, we get coached by Jason. And it's like, we can honestly say that what we've gotten out of the coaching experience has not just been that we look better.
Yeah.
Like, we wouldn't have been, like, I mean, I can't see myself changing coaches. And if I was to, it'd fucking be to you.
Yeah.
Like, I'd still be within STCfit.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
good. Last question. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Fuck.
You should have recorded the conversation we had when you guys came up last time.
Yeah, this one's
Let's
really
just play it
challenging
over
at the moment. I actually need to do week 2 of Standout PT myself. So I actually opened my vision board yesterday because I have my home screen as my vision board. And there's like one thing I haven't done or that's not already like ticked off.
That's not a bad thing, though.
So yeah, I'm just, as much as we tell you guys not to do it, I'm sort of riding the wave at the moment.
Because you need the next couple of things to kind of plan out first for then to make the next decision.
Yeah. And then like it's like I look at my business, our business, and I'm like, okay, well at some point this is going to be too consuming for me to coach.
I was going to ask you, sorry to cut you off. Are you like within the next 5 years, do you plan on staying within STC?
Yeah.
So you'll still have some sort
that
of
just
part
might mean something different.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know that STC will
capacity?
stay fitness forever.
Yeah,
Sorry,
okay.
that correction. It'll stay in fitness forever.
But
Whether we do other shit or not, I don't know.
Will you always have an aspect of one-to-one coaching?
So that's the thing, right? I was actually talking to my clients about this yesterday. And my client afterwards was like, so are you going to stop coaching? And I was like, I know that there's going to be a crossroads point where that's going to be really challenging to coach people one-on-one. But then I go to the meet or I go and I trained with 3 of my clients yesterday, come and train with you boys this morning. It's like, I fucking just love this too much. It's too much. Like,
It's just that the capacity at which you'll be doing that might be different.
Yeah. And I also am really conscious that I don't want to be shit at it. Like I don't want to
Get to a point where there's so much going on, you can't give them everything.
Yeah, I don't want my clients like, and it happens sometimes where they're like, I know you're busy. It's like, don't say that.
Yeah.
If you don't have your shit when you need it, I need to know. Like that's not an acceptable thing for me because you're paying for a service and you should be getting the service to the best of my ability.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, in terms of 5 years, I'll have a 4.5-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be wild. So I'd like to have, I want to be the drop-off dad.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, so that's a big priority for me.
In the SQ5?
SQ5.
Nah,
Skoda.
I think more RS4.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Actually,
That might be the
RS4's mad.
you're staying at Zetland.
Station
If you
wagon.
go to Audi, they have an RS4 station wagon in white.
Yeah.
Spoke to the guy about it the
I'm
other day.
all about it.
You should just drive it home.
I'm all about it. Yeah, I'll just leave the
You come
I-30
home,
there.
Amy's like, what did you do?
Yeah, why is the garage shaking?
Where's the house? So, drop off dad. That's the lifestyle facilitation.
Yeah, so everything else is probably built around that.
Yeah.
The last thing on my vision board that I haven't ticked off yet is I want to present in London.
Why London?
So I've always had Manhattan on my bucket list.
I feel like the fitness space isn't that big there.
So I think London is the stepping stone because Manhattan's just like if you make it in New York, you make it anywhere.
Yeah,
it's like just the badge of honor. But the UK has such a similar fitness culture to us.
100%.
So
They froth powerlifting and bodybuilding. They love it.
and the personal training scene's the same and all of that. So like that's like 12-month goal for me is to be able to get over there and not cost me any money to go.
Right.
That would be the only. Like I don't have to make money. I just
not
cost me money to go. Would
Yeah,
be
as
sick.
in there's no loss. Yeah.
Yeah. We would have our HQ, still be in education, still be in coaching, and whatever else we're doing, I have no idea. Like
Ride the wave.
the speed of the last 3 months.
It's been crazy.
Yeah.
It's cool to see though. But fuck. That's a good way to end it. So if anyone wants to work with you or either as a PT or as a client, where can we find you?
So you can find me. It's Ben Scott STC, or you can go to STCfit or STC.learn on the Instagrams. You'll find the websites. You'll find all the products and stuff from there.
It's the one with the cool orange and blue flame.
It's the one.
All right, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks for coming on, Ben. We
Thanks for having
appreciate
us,
your
boys.
time. That's it for an Odyssey Strength podcast. We'll see you guys very, very soon.